Hey, welcome to my BCM 212 opinion piece. The question I chose for my research topic was how has remote learning impacted university students? The aim of this research was to see how university students in the BCM 212 cohort felt about the move to remote learning and does it fit with the information found in academic articles. My own research consisted of individual interviews where I would ask participants questions based upon the research question and a collection of Twitter polls. This was done to understand the individual effects of remote learning and their perspective of it, as well as to get an overall view of what the cohort felt. For the individual interviews, I asked two questions based upon the academic readings I found regarding remote learning. How is your feeling towards online learning so far in the year and a half of it being in place? How have you felt it has impacted your university experience and results? And do you think online university creates any form of technological bias, and have you been affected by that in any way? With these questions, I asked 3 participants. For the first question, I saw 2 out of 3 participants enjoyed some aspects of remote learning because it made it easier to multitask with university and do such things as work and removes factors like traveling. But I have seen a common theme of a lack of motivation and not feeling engaged in classes. Also, all participants agreed that it has affected their social lives to an extent with the fact that they aren't able to meet new people through university classes. From this, I was able to gather a majority of participants in the interviews disliked online learning to a certain extent. Most participants also agreed that online university does in some way create a technological bias. One of them also shared their experience with having issues with their internet connection, which would leave them unable to participate in some classes. The Twitter polls mostly supported the individual interviews. A majority said it has impacted their motivation. It was a split in how many people thought online university created a technological bias, and most people were unsure if the move to remote study was successful. With all the data collected and the research I conducted, I have come to the conclusion that online university has affected students' motivations in some regards, has affected students' university experience, and to some extent has created a technological bias.